Hello out there.
Hello.
Okay.
Okay. I didn't know it was live.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So this is our first video together. And today is our anniversary. 17 years of marriage. And we're very excited about that. So we wanted to come on, instead of posting pictures, we wanted to come on and we wanted to talk about what it's been like. What it's like to be married, what it's like to have kids, some of the challenges that we faced, and just, yeah, I'm excited.
Well, we wanted to say a lot of people look at us and think it's a fairy tale marriage, and we just wanted to be authentic and say, hey, look, we go through stuff just like everybody else go through stuff. We have our ups, we have our downs. In the 17 years, if anybody's been married for any length of time, know you've been through some challenges. And without going into specific detail, we have been through a lot. We've been through a lot of wars, a lot of storms.
Yes.
And what we learned was we have to be committed to one another. Number two, always keep God first in everything we do. When we take ourselves out of it and always go back and put our onus back on God, the foundation, we can look past a person's wrongs and faults or errors and then see the forgiveness and be able to forgive.
Yes.
And move forward from that point. Because at the end of the day, none of us are perfect.
Yes.
So we didn't want to have to, like she said, put pictures up and have the facade that, hey, this is us. Everybody's smiling.
Yes.
Everybody, we're on vacation trips or whatnot, or doing whatever. We just wanted to put a real face up there because, we're everyday people just like everybody else. And, her face, she's very publicized in what she does. And people have this idea of us. And it's fine. And we're grateful. We're appreciative of it, but we don't take it, our heads don't get big or anything like that. We always hear we're a beautiful couple, and we thank you for that. But, again, we struggle, and we go through things.
Yeah.
There's been times where it's been a phone call and a text from me walking out.
From me walking out.
From her walking out. So, but I'll say this, honestly, before as mad as I've been, as hurt as I've been, it always go back to my wedding vows. Because when you say those vows and you really mean those vows, you can get over anything you have that comes to your marriage, whether it be financial or whatever. So I think about it through the good and the bad, sickness and in health.
Yeah. And I think, first, thank you, Angela and Tisha, for saying happy anniversary. And Fitz, you're absolutely right. We got to stop sugarcoating stuff. And I think that was part of the reason for coming on. I heard a message this week. I like to listen to videos on the way to work. And this lady talked about airbrush love. And she said so many times, you see things on social media and you see people out in public, and it's really just airbrush love. Thank you so much, Chantel. And we wanted to come on and basically encourage other couples who are married, whether you've been married 1 year, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, or 30 years, because no matter the time, it's not easy. But one of the things that I found, as he said, he talked about prayer, keeping God first. And that is so hard so many times because we get so busy in life. But in those times when I'm down, those times when I get frustrated, he gets frustrated, and we're arguing, we sit back and we say, okay, wait a minute. Let's see it for what it is. The enemy doesn't want to see us together, because when you're together, when those two stay together, you are a powerhouse. You are a force to be reckoned with. And you have to remember that little things are going to come to creep in. And there is nothing, absolutely nothing, that is too hard for God. But you have to be willing to stay together. And I think when that time got really rough for us, one of the things Gil asked me, he said, do you want to be married to me? And I said, yes. And I asked him, I said, do you want to be married to me? And he said, yes. He said, well, that's all we need. Because if you want to be married to me and I want to be married to you, then we're both going to put in the work to keep this marriage together. And it's been many times when we have cried together, many times where we have picked each other up when one falls or the other. And I think, especially for me as a woman, because I think so many times, thank you, Meech, we tear our men down. You know, they do something wrong and we speak down on them. And one of the things that we have to remember is that we have the ability to lift them up higher than anyone else. And even when my husband, you know, we may have gone through and argued, whatever it may be. Thank y'all so much. Thank you, Drika. And I think being able to look at him and tell him, you're my king. I love you. You're the head of my house, you know. And it's hard as an independent woman, because y'all know me. I'm independent. I'm strong. I'm out there. But to be able to come home and humble myself and submit to my husband, the head of my house, you know, and follow him, even when I feel like the way should be different, even when I feel like, well, we really should take this direction. At the end of the day, when God has his hand on you, you're still going to end up at your destination. Whether it took you a little bit longer because your path was different, you're still going to get there. So that's the main thing, you know, is to be encouraged. Ladies, remember, we have a lot to do with our men, their mindset, their thinking, how strong they can be, how weak they become. We have a lot to do with that. And men, please remember, you have a lot to do with your woman. There have been times when I've complained about my C-section scars, when I've complained about how my body looks, and Gil will take me, hug me, touch that area, and say, without that, I wouldn't have my 2 children.
That's right.
So, you know, it takes us lifting each other up, us making sure that we build one another up and speak life into one another, no matter how hard it seems. He may have acted a plumb fool and I just want to go off, but I have to take a deep breath and remember what the word says. And
the other thing, to be able to laugh with one another.
Yeah.
You know, brothers, I tell you this, man, you know, we need to learn how to speak to our wives. Mm-hmm. And that's something I had, because whenever I have a thought or an issue, it just comes out. And as men, we're bigger, we're stronger, our voices are deeper, and we don't understand how, when we speak to other people, how it portrays to them. Mm-hmm. She's coming at me all the time. Well, why are you fussing? Why are you yelling? I'm like, I'm not yelling, I'm just talking to you. But I had to really stop and think about things and try to see it from her perspective. Mm-hmm. So even when I talk to the children, it's the same thing. So we just wanted to come on and just say, you know, hey, listen, whatever you're going through, hang in there.
Yes.
Surround yourself with like-minded people. Mm-hmm. It's a lot of people I had to cut off who don't do or live the way I live. And it's nothing negative or bad on their part. Everybody has their own trail to travel, okay? So I love them all the same. But at the end of the day, I can't just be in that same circle with those guys and be the man I need to be, the father I need to be, the husband I need to be.
Yeah.
So it comes with a little discipline and just learning, just living life. You know, again, I say seek God in everything you do first, and be willing to express yourself. 17 years, I want to say the last 5, maybe, no, really 3. The last 3 years, I've really been able to express myself emotionally. Mm-hmm. And it's feelings that I didn't even realize I had. Mm-hmm. I'll just start talking to her, and then tears just start rolling, and she's like, well, why are you crying? I'm thinking about something from when I was a teenager.
Yeah.
That still impact me all the way up to this point.
Yeah.
You know, you go into, you know, there's no husband book. There's no daddy book. Mm-hmm. It's you trial and error, trying to do right, trying to live right. The only book that I can really bet on and tell you to follow would be the Bible. Mm-hmm. You know, so again, happy anniversary to you.
Thank you, baby.
Okay.
And there are first Sam, Terrell, Elijah, and Vanessa. Thank you so much. There are books out there, but I think when we talked about that, when you come from different backgrounds. So my background, I had a mother and a father in the home all the time. My grandparents were all married. Love you too, Julie. You know, he didn't have that. You know, he came from a single parent home, and you know, his background, his childhood was different from my background and my childhood. And something that was kind of elaborated on this past weekend at the event we had at the health center was how things that happen in your childhood mentally, how they impact how you react and how you respond to other people, especially in relationships. And I think, you know, I had asked, why is it so hard for men to communicate with women? And, you know, one of the responses was, you know, well, you know, we're not sure how y'all gonna respond or how y'all gonna react. And I think it took, I felt like maybe 12 years into our marriage before we started really communicating well. And like he said, the last 3 have been very emotional. We've gotten to know each other even more. And I think partly because when we got married, I was 22, you were 25? 25. You are now 40.
You don't know
42? I think he's 42. I'm getting ready to be 40.
just so y'all know, this ain't scripted. I don't do video stuff. So you getting the real authentic off top of the head. We don't have no scripts, nothing. So I'm way out of my element. I'm very uncomfortable with this. But I felt
Thank
like
you, Junior.
if I can expose myself, it may help the next guy or the next person or the next couple.
Yes.
Because it's so many people that you know talk to us in confidentiality and say, hey, you know, struggling. You know, we're not getting along. It's not good in the house right now.
Yeah.
And I don't promote divorce. I don't promote separation or anything like that. But at the end of the day, you only have one life to live.
Amen.
You know, so what I would tell you is, hey, either you're gonna be together or you're not gonna be together. What does that say?
Junior said, Emily, you are alive. Please wear your filter.
This thing is distracting.
No.
I'm trying to have a thought, and people keep popping stuff up. Anyway, I just want to, just encourage the guys and the couples. Hey, listen, look, express yourself. Yeah. Fellas, she make you mad, walk outside, man, cut a tree down, do whatever you got to, that's what I do. Do whatever you got to do to get the frustration out, man. Calm down and just look at the whole picture for what it is. Yeah. I saw something that happened to us within the last year. First, it was her and I. We had this tension between us, and it wasn't good, to be honest with you. Mm-hmm. Once her and I got over that bridge, it navigated off to our children. Mm-hmm. And I was like, well, okay. And then from our children, it moved over towards our church a little bit. And I'm like, do you see what's going on? Yes. So we literally be attacked from all angles. Yes. At any given time. Yes. But you have to be disciplined enough and have discernment to see, hey, look, what's going on? Yes. So now when certain situations come up, I ask myself, okay, what's the purpose of this? Mm-hmm. Why is this, and why do I feel the way I feel? Why does this enrage me? Why does this upset me? Yes. And I look at it from that perspective. And then I always try to look at her perspective. When she comes to me, okay, what is the purpose? Why is she coming at me? Where's she trying to go? And then from that, it helped me understand a lot better and be able to communicate better with her. So yes. I feel like I'm just rambling. So I hope it made sense. You are not rambling. So, hey, Melody, thank you so much. Jonathan, thank you. Hey, Dwight, glad you could tune in. Hey, my brother from another mother. Yes. Thank you, Tisha. I'm so glad that we could bless you. And I think that's the purpose of this today, is to be able to really come on and just encourage everyone, because where there's unity, there's strength. And when you can come together as a married couple, stay together through it all. Thank you, Kayla. We miss you. Thank you, Javon. And really just hang in there and stay together. That's when, like I said, you can rock it. You can move mountains together. And like the words say, 1 can put 1,000 to flight, 2 can put 10,000. And when you can come together through all the difficulty, and be able to say, I love you. Even sometimes when you feel numb, I think there's times where we have been literally numb. Yeah. Yes. We went from husband and wife to just roommates. Yes, and then right back. And so It's like seasons, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the trick of it and the plan is to recognize those seasons. Like we know when fall coming, okay, well we need to change the house, we need to do this to the yard. We know when the winter time comes, okay, it's gonna be cold, so we start getting the winter clothes out. That's how you gotta look at your relationship.
Yeah.
It comes in seasons, and you just gotta be able to recognize those seasons. Okay. And the biggest thing, like we said, we were roommates at one point. We literally sit in the room and wouldn't even speak to each other. And it's like, okay, we together, but are we together?
Yeah.
And then the other thing we had to do was develop our intimacy. Intimacy.
Yeah.
And that's how it had to go back and forth for one another.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I feel like that's the challenge of marriage. And that's why when you look outside and you see the dude with the six-pack abs run down the road, or you see the woman with the little yoga pants going this way, and that ain't nothing. It ain't worth the time. It ain't worth the effort. I promise you. It's a, like she said, airbrushed facade. And when it gets wet, it all just it drizzles down, and it's nothing but a canvas.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
So again, speak to one another. And what I learned about my wife, because she's not the same woman who I met 17 years ago. And I'll say this to her and to you all, I'll share this, I learned to just listen to her with no reservations, just completely open, just listen to what she's saying, receive what she's saying. And vice versa for me too. She's been able to do that for me. So communication is key. God is key. It's hard when you upset in the midst of something to say, okay, well, let's just sit there and pray about it. It don't go down like that all the time. I'm not going to sit there and act like I'm all holy and tell y'all this. No. Oftentimes, God comes in after the fact, which is not necessarily the right time, but at the time, we always go, fall back on Him for that.
Yeah.
So I don't want to sit there and tell y'all, hey, this is what you do, point 1, step 2. No.
It's different for everybody.
Everybody's different.
And I want to go back to what you said about intimacy. And He made me recognize that, because many times when you think about intimacy, you think about sex. And it's so much more than that. It is truly seeing into that person, being able to look at them and actually see them. I can look at him and I can see when he's hurting without him saying a word. He can look at me and he knows when I'm hurting or when something's bothering me. And it's kind of like when that song Focus came out. Many times we don't focus on one another. And as women, I know for sure, as me, I'll speak for myself, I like for him to focus on me. I like for him to, put all his attention on me. When I walk in the room, I want him to say, girl, you look good. Or, he likes to, I'm going to keep that filter. I'm not going to talk about the other stuff I like. But anyway, he knows me, and I know him. And I think that's the beauty of this, because through all the pain, we've been able to, thank you, Jennifer, we've been able to stay together and stick with one another. And I love that. I love the fact that, I woke up this morning and I looked at him and I said, wow, 17 years, and my daughter walked in the kitchen and she said, hey, Mom, thank you, Cabrina. And my son walked in and I said, go tell Dad I need help cooking breakfast this morning, because I love his grits. Y'all have to have Gil's grits. They're awesome. And I heard him knock on the door and he said, Dad, he said, Mom says she need your help with breakfast. And I got emotional. Thank you, Sister Gaynell. Because at one point they said I couldn't have kids. But my husband told me, and this was before he got where he is spiritually, he said, I had a dream and I saw a child. You will have children. So I will tell you that there have definitely been many struggles, but how blessed, so blessed we are to be able to say 17 years later, we have 2 beautiful children that we love very much, and a wonderful family. There's so much more that we could talk about, because there's so many elements that affect your marriage. Things from the outside, You know,
Job.
when it deals with other family, your job,
Yeah.
extracurricular activities, being able to resist temptation that's out there. And that's a constant struggle. You know, that's something that, you know, we all pray about and deal with on a daily, you know. And, but I'm just excited. I'm excited. So I'll tell you all this too. I know y'all may have saw the, yes, Gil's Grits, Dwight, you're so right. And thank you, Drika. I know you all may have saw the post that I placed yesterday about Gospel in the City, the conference center. Tonight, they're going to have some entertainment. They're going to have a comedian. I just got a call and was asked to sing a couple of songs. So I'll be there singing tonight. I'm excited about that because it's our anniversary. And so it's going to be great. But I'll post more information about that. And I really hope that this video has helped many of you out there. I'm glad that Tisha said it definitely energized her on this morning, and we're glad about that. And we love y'all, and we pray that whether you're single, whether you're married, you know, if your marriage is struggling, if your marriage is great, we pray that you are strengthened throughout on a daily, because this walk is real, and it's tough. It's not easy.
It is. It has its challenges. Again, if you're single, what I would tell you, learn who you are. Mm-hmm. Learn your likes, your dislikes. Learn who you are. Because I was not looking for her when I met her. She was not looking for me when she met me.
No.
And our story is kind of like a movie, if you want to call it that. I mean, we didn't have a lot of time. You know, we didn't date for years or anything like that.
Yeah.
We met, and within that year, we married each other.
No. We met 2 weeks later. We decided to get married.
Not
5 months later, we had a wedding. Yes.
We got married in 5 months. We did not get engaged in 2 weeks.
Yes,
That's
we
what she
did.
keeps saying. Anyway, long story short, we here. So my point being, we actually had to learn each other through our marriage. Mm-hmm. So I'm not here to put a time frame on anybody or tell you what's the right time, when's the wrong time. That's on you too. Everybody's different. Mm-hmm. And that's what makes this whole dynamic special.
Yeah.
Because she's a different person, I'm a different person, our children are different people. So now you have 4 personalities in one home.
Yeah.
And we all have to be on one accord and get along. You know, I don't take the crown and, hey, I'm king, final, that's what it is. I like to be somewhat democratic and get everybody's opinion, because I don't always know everything. I don't have all the right answers, but if it don't feel right or smell right, that's not what we're going to do. Mm-hmm. You know, I don't believe in doing things twice. If you can do it twice, that means you could have took the time the first time and just really stepped back and done your diligence to go forward. So,
yeah,
couples, again, we just wanted to come on and say, hey, look, we're not perfect. We're striving. We have our challenges like everybody else. You know, and I didn't want to be the fake couple that's always smiling and, you know, hey, everything's great. It's wonderful. The lottery just came in last week. We're going on a trip, cruise, whatever. I wish. But just to say, hey, man, be encouraged. Take time to really talk to each other. Tell them how you feel. And keep God first in everything you do. Seriously. Even if it's just you on your own praying.
Yeah.
As long as God is in the midst, everything else will work itself out, because there's nothing in this world that can take you out, that can do you wrong, without Jesus being on your side to protect you and be your covering and your refuge.
That's right.
So this is our first video. I don't know how I feel about it, to be honest with you. I feel very awkward talking to a phone.
I like it, of course.
I hope.
Hey, Louise.
I hope something was said that's going to inspire and encourage you all. Honestly, you know, I just feel like that's the thing. Everybody needs to kind of. I feel like Facebook is like walking by somebody's home and looking through their window and see what they're doing. So we decided we're gonna open up our blinds and let you see what we're doing. So you don't have to guess, so to speak. But you know, home got clothes need to be folded, dishes need to be washed. I mean, hey, look,
it's life.
We it's life. Here we are. It's what it is.
Yes.
So thank you again for everybody that wished us a happy anniversary. If you can make it tonight to
Gospel in the City
Gospel in the
Conference
City
Center.
it's the old it's the old dollhouse. I hate to say it that way, but that's how everybody knows it.
You know the location, yeah.
But that's the location.
It's beautiful.
Very, very.
Y'all can look at the
impressed.
pictures I posted.
So if you can make it out tonight, love to see you come out. We're gonna share our anniversary with Gospel in the City tonight.
Thank you, Chris.
So
thank you, Amanda, Damian, Sheila, Darylyn, Krishan, and Yolanda. We appreciate you. And ladies, I encourage you to continue to stay in prayer. And I was just looking at the living room floor, and it just brought me back because I can remember so many times going on that floor and just praying, for my husband and for my marriage. So, ladies, I just want to encourage you and tell you that to make sure that you stay encouraged. And even if, like he said, if it's you by yourself praying, make sure that you go into prayer because God will hear you. He will definitely answer your prayers, and He'll keep you together. He'll make you strong. And there are some moments, of course, everybody's situation is different. My husband has never beat me. He's never put his hands on me. He told my dad when he saw him in 3rd Ward in Houston, after Kenya hooked us up at my Aunt Joy's house, that he was going to take care of me, and that he has. For these 17 years, he has definitely taken care of me. So I'm just grateful for this opportunity. And again, like he said, we're glad that we could come on. And I thank him for doing this. I shared with him my idea and asked him what he thought. And I said, if you don't want to, that's fine. I'll respect that. But I really think that we could help some folks out there. And he said, okay, I'll do it. So anyway, y'all have a beautiful day. Hey, Damien. Y'all enjoy. I know y'all in the NO for the Saints-Cowboys game. So y'all enjoy. And but again, thank y'all, and y'all have a beautiful day today. And thank you, Sherry. And yes, what Steve said was right. Keep God in the center of everything. That's right. That's right. Sherry is our neighbor right across the street. We'll have to go over there and do a video one day. All right. Y'all have a wonderful day.
God bless.
All right. Bye.